and I've got to work out how to stand it up so I can actually see. Okay, I'm just going to do that again because I don't know if the stream had started. It's weird when you're hosting someone. I think it's working. Yes, someone's here. Okay, so that's a stovetop lamp set up to light that. Another lamp here to light the work area. This is what we're cooking. We have a pumpkin, capsicum, onion, broccoli. We have ginger here, sushi ginger. My classic curry powders and plus of course I'm using butter because I haven't bought oil yet, which isn't ideal, but it'll do. I'm not going to use too much of it, just basically to fry the garlic, which I've forgotten to bring out, so I'm just going to go and get that. Now while I'm getting that, I'm going to try to see if I can get the phone to sit probably need to actually invest in some decent gear at some point. I think that will work. Yes, that should give an okay view. It may not get my head, so I'll leave you with some ASMR of the garden. Now, the only trouble is, I can't see my head being in shot here, but let's try it out anyway. As you know from earlier streams, I'm quite into garlic. So what I'm going to start with is always fry your onion first to get it aromatic. And first thing that's happened is my phone has fallen over. Just going to check that shot. Nice view of the tree behind me. I think you can see the cutting board there. This knife is terrible. Okay, so I'm just going to cut straight down there. Now, if you've watched any sort of my new cutting board, I really don't want to mark it. So I'm a bit annoyed that this knife's so blunt. Especially because last time I picked it up, I thought it was quite sharp. Okay, so the secret to cutting an onion is poke your knife in like that. Hopefully you can see that. So you just poke your knife in there and don't cut it all the way to there. What that does is then you cut across here and it basically dices it. don't know if your angle is showing what I'm doing. Onion seems to be quite potent. It's setting off my desire to cry. And so is these sandflies flying around everywhere. They make me want to cry also. So there you go, I've just cut across that. I'm going to change knives, I think, because this knife is really going to annoy me. Oh no, that's going to work. I have to cut a pumpkin coming up, so that's going to really put my knife to the test. And really, you want a heavy knife to cut pumpkin. This knife's probably just too small and light. Putting marks in my beautiful new cutting board. Okay, so straight across there, and as you can see, it's very small pieces of onion there. So without further ado, leaves that bit, so you just got to cut that up into bits. I'm not trying to get it tiny, so I'm not too bothered. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to melt some of this. What the hell is that? Some moth trying to get into my food. I'm going to melt some of this butter, and then I'm just going to cook the onion in that. Next time I eat some of this butter, I'm going to be going, why does this butter taste like onion? It isn't quite a hefty chunk, because that's all I'm going to use to cook in. And I'm wanting to caramelize that onion, so I don't want to have not enough butter. I'm just going to put this butter back in the fridge and grab the teaspoons I forgot to grab for my garlic and pickle that I'm going to add. All that butter makes me wish I had some mushrooms. There's my teaspoons. Put the onion straight in, and I've got a wooden spoon. So let's go get that. Now this is a little bit tricky because I'm cooking onion and pumpkin. Pumpkin takes a long time to cook and is very large. When I say large, I'm not going to cut it into small pieces, which would make it cook quicker. So normally you cook the onion first, but because the pumpkin and I am cooking the onion first, but I'm not going to fully cook it because I want the onion to cook for the pumpkin to cook for quite a long time. So that's going to go in second, and then I'm going to actually just slip the garlic in after that, which again is a little bit unusual. Now a lot of people peel pumpkin. I'm not a believer in that. No need to waste the skin. And as I said before, this knife is probably not up to the task. But I might reassess that in a bit. Pumpkin's one of those vegetables that you have got a high risk of doing yourself an injury if you're using a blunt knife. Yeah, this knife's too small. I'll be back. So the rice takes a while. I've got it in the rice cooker inside, but it's already steaming away very quickly in there, so it's going to be ready first. This knife's not great either. Hopefully you're not going to see me live on stream slice my hand off. That'll get front page of Twitch, wouldn't it? There we go. So just getting this inside bit out. This is going to take a long time, so I think what I might do, it's going to take ages to cut this up. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the fire so I don't overcook my onion. The advantage of cooking on gas is, of course, you can turn it on and off and achieve high heat very quickly straight away. Cooking on electricity, you've got no chance of doing that. Unless you're using convection, which I'm a huge fan of, but I haven't got. So my fight with the pumpkin continues. The fight is real. It's a shame it's a glass table or I'd just slam it down on it, but that's not going to work. I'm just going to shatter the table into a million pieces, which again would be front page on Twitch, I'm sure, but here we go. Note to self, invest in some decent knives. Could just be that this knife needs a sharpen. It's been a while. Hopefully that camera's picking up something of what I'm doing. Just going to check that. It's a little bit overly bright, but I think it's getting something of what I'm doing. So what I'm using here is the lid of my pot to put what I'm cutting up onto, and then I'm going to just tip that straight into the pot. Over on the side where you can't see, I'm just collecting my vegetable scraps for compost. Tempted to pull some of these pumpkin seeds out, but I think what I'll do is I'll just put them in compost, and if one of them ends up growing, well, good show. So I'm going pretty large chunks, as I said before. Skin on, Actually, that's ridiculous. I can't cook them that big. So I've just cut that across the side to get pieces like that. That size isn't bad. These sandflies are driving me crazy. Hopefully I'm not going to scratch my face. I'll stab myself in the eye with a knife trying to keep them off me. That is one of the problems with where I live. It is close to the mangroves, and on some nights they just go crazy. This is one of them. It's been probably a good 2 weeks of just no problems with them. And tonight they're just making up for it. The weather's gotten hot as well. Although tonight, right now, it's significantly cooler than it was during the day, which is good. Went for a walk on the beach earlier with my friends and their dogs, and it was very hot. We didn't go very far. Okay, so that's... this is a ridiculous amount of pumpkin to cook, but I'm just going to do it because I don't want to have to cook again, so I'm just going to make a big dish. I haven't made enough rice, but I can always make more rice later. And rice doesn't keep so well, and I'm not going to freeze it or anything. With the rice cooker also, it's so easy to make rice. It's not something to overly bother yourself about. So I'm having to use a significant amount of force to cut through this pumpkin. That's probably as big as you'd want it. Bigger than I'd like, really, but half that's going to be too small. And I'm actually going to have too much for my lid as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tip it into the pot. Probably now. And then tip the rest in later. Yeah, that's really big. That's going to take forever to cook. I think what I might actually end up doing is adding either coconut milk or probably coconut milk if I can find some inside. Hopefully that camera didn't just fall over then. It's weird. It's such a hot day today. I didn't think it was going to get cold tonight, but it is getting cold. But the sandflies are still annoying the crap out of me, so that's unfortunate. Quite hard work, so I'm definitely going to try and sort some decent knifeage out. I didn't really think it through that I was cooking pumpkin this week, and I should really sort out decent knives. So as I said, this new cutting board, I don't really want to mark it, but I dare say I am, with every noise that you hear as the knife hits it. Now, I did have some friends give me some bitter melon soup that they made. So if this is a complete disaster, I have still got food to eat. So that's a real advantage. But it shouldn't be. I think we should be right. Okay, so that's all chopped up. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn on the fire, stir everything around, coat all this in oil, and then cover it on a really low temperature so that those big chunks cook slowly in the hot air and oil. some really, really big chunks in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my chili powder, probably about a tablespoon each of these. It's just a Malaysian curry powder and cumin. You can use any sort of curry powder. To suit your preference. So I use probably more like 5 tablespoons of curry powder, because that is a lot of pumpkin. And I'm not very good at controlling my pour out of these bags. This stuff, it is I can't even read that. This is bitter gourd pickle. It's just really hot, so I'm just going to add that to get a bit of heat. I've got a leftover chili packet from Noodles, so that will make it hot too. Just a teaspoon from this bottle is all I need, because it's hot as. Give you a look at how that looks. I'm not really thrilled how close I have to get my light to actually see what's going on here. As you can see, there's a lot of pumpkin, a lot of big chunks of pumpkin, and it looks quite dry, even though there's all that butter in there. So what I'm going to do, I think I might just add, no, I'll let it. Actually, I'll add a bit of water to that. I've got a 200ml bottle here. I reckon I'll add half of it. Actually, that was a 300ml bottle, and I added about 2/3 of it. So immediately that just wets everything up a bit, gets a bit of steam going through there, stop that onion overcooking. So that's how I'm going to leave it. I'm going to lower that heat, and that's just going to simmer, cooking that pumpkin through. So you can see that skin on it. I mean, there's no problem with eating skin. Don't know why people are so hung up on it. My dad actually used to cut the skin off and make a separate curry with the skin, which is beautiful, just the skin. So there you go, that's going to sit there simmering. I'm going to move the light away from it, and going to cut some garlic, throw it in. Oh, I forgot the curry leaves, I'll throw that in now as well. And then the capsicum, and finally the broccoli. And a bit of ginger as well. But I've just got to go get a few things, so I'm going to leave you with some garden ASMR while I do that. So I've got some kidney beans and coconut cream to add to that. I'm gonna not put the kidney beans quite in yet, but I'm just gonna drain out the liquid. Simmering away a little bit quicker than I wanted over here. Good amount of liquid, so I'm really trying to catch up with my ingredients now. So gotta get some of these leaves in. Just curry leaves. Good sprinkle of those. Now, in my search for a tin opener, which I couldn't find, oh, nice position with the tin there, I found my garlic press. This garlic press I haven't used much, and I've got a feeling it's crap. So anyway, I'll give it a go. My brother had the best garlic press in the world, and I was very spoilt when I was living with him. So I've just put that in. I just haven't peeled it. I've just chucked it straight in. Let's see how it works. There's the leaves. I haven't stirred them in yet. See how the press works. The survey said, oh, that's a no-go. That press has not worked at all. So I'm going to need to peel the garlic for the press to work. I was spoiled.